It'd be cool to have a fun background on the camera.
Absolutely. Also, they can hear this, but it's fine.
Oh, yeah. Let me know if you like this.
Alright, no, that'd be great.
I thought it would be funny.
Of course. Oh, yeah, that's great.
I'm on the couch with them.
I love it. Everybody get ready.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
Oh, yeah, so this is pre-show right now. I'm not sharing it with you, so let me share it with you. Right? Yeah.
Toronto, Cannes, Berlin, and Sundance, everybody chat about good movies, chat about good movies, chat about good movies, good movies, good movies.
Oh, hello, and welcome to the Good Movie Chat About, where we have good chats about good movies with good guests. I am Bobby, aka Lord Goo Goo, here once again. Thank you everybody for joining. I know that we had a big raid here from my guests, and I really appreciate it. Thank you for all the follows that came in pre-show. Oh, and here are some more. Just asking for eggs. How's everybody doing? I gotta start off by introducing, of course, my wonderful guest back to the stream last here in May when we talked about Thief by, of course. Wait, Justin, are you frozen? What's up with my?
I don't know why it is frozen.
Oh, it's probably on
not
my end.
this-
Okay.
Oh, okay, there we go.
It was behind something and it was fucking up because of Discord. Okay, great. I was like,
All good.
Justin's really still. Everybody, of
Extremely
course.
patient.
It's the great HC Justin is here again. Welcome back, Justin. So great to have you here again.
Thank you for having me again.
So, of course, concessions. You start off, I got my unsweetened black tea here. You drinking anything over there?
Just boring old water for me, unfortunately.
I'm also
But-
double fisting with water as well. Holy crap, Cyber Arcanist.
Oh, thank you, Cyber.
Cyber Arcanist, that is so nice. Thank you for the 5 gifted
Everyone,
subs. Oh, there we
have
go.
a great day.
And now there's a hype train started. Oh my gosh, all these alerts that I've set for so long. Now there's a hype train. I got the Ricky O going.
Oh, Ricky O, yeah. Great movie.
Yeah, that was back actually the very Ricky-centric episode. By the way, everybody, check me out on YouTube. Please do subscribe. I have all the old episodes, including if you want to watch the last one with Justin if you didn't see it. That's up there. Wow, so many follows. This is so nice. And the Ricky O episode was with Ricky Peacock. So it was a very Ricky episode, and it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun talking about Ricky O. I mean, that's just a classic.
Yeah, I love that movie. I will say, since my last time on, I've watched a lot of movies.
Yeah, I mean that like when you were on, you were sort of like on the outset of like, yeah, I'm gonna start like watching a bunch of stuff. So I'm excited to sort of catch up. What have you been getting into?
So I feel like I have liked every movie I've watched.
Nice.
And like I was expecting to, because it was mostly like recommendations, but it's fine. I like that I could just see it on Letterboxd. After a Thief, I watched In the Mouth of Madness.
Oh,
which
nice.
was phenomenal.
Yeah, I think that was the one that I was like, yeah, watch this one. It's great.
Super good. Then I watched Sinners, which was good. I really liked Sinners. I didn't think it was, the best, but it was good.
Yeah. Like I saw like somebody say that if the whole movie was as good as the one scene where they all dance or whatever, that would like, to me, like that scene was magical. I was like, holy shit. But the whole movie wasn't there, but it still was good. Like it still was a good original movie at the theaters. So I wasn't too upset.
What's been hard is like I like watching that after Thief and In the Mouth of Madness. I was like, well, this was great, but like those were phenomenal.
Well, let me tell you, if you want to like go see a modern movie that holds up with Thief and In the Mouth of Madness, you do got to get out to see one battle after another, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I really do got it. It's showing at a theater very close to my house, and I might just sneak away one day this week and go, yeah, screw it.
Yeah. Because it is so good in a theater. Like not to be one of those people. That's like, oh, you need to see it in the theater to appreciate it. I'm sure it's going to be great on my TV, on my phone, on the back of an airplane seat. It's going to be good. But it was really, really great in a fake IMAX screen on opening night.
Hell yeah.
Steve Urkel's based on me. That's so sad. Just go see it by yourself, I say.
Yeah, I'm going to wind up. I always feel a little weird going to a movie alone, but I feel like if I go to an early enough showing, no one will be there. and that'll be fine. Just have the theater to myself mostly.
I've started doing it more because there are times that I just want to get to see something in the movies more than my usual movie companion, my wife, who did come and see, all these one battle after another with me. And like I saw Godzilla -1 by myself. And I had a very emotional experience by myself. I almost cried when the Toho logo came up. I was very emotional to see it.
I don't know if I've ever gone to the theater alone.
Wow.
About it. But it sounds like it'd be nice.
Well, I've done like some acting a little bit, and there are times when you like theater acting where you'll have 2 show days. You'll have the matinee and then the evening, and so you'll have like an awkward like 3-hour block in the middle of the day where you're not doing anything, and that's when I will often go see a short movie or short-ish movie by myself within that time. That's how I saw Black Adam. And that's the only reason I saw Black Adam, because it was like there's nothing else to see.
That's super fair. I will say, I'm curious what you feel about it. I feel like my favorite movie I've seen recently was Cure.
Oh,
that was Fantastic.
Another one I did an episode with DB about Cure.
Oh, you did?
I mean,
Nice.
Cure is
I'll
one
go
of
back
my
and watch that.
favorite movies. Period. My favorite one of my favorite Japanese movies, and Japan's my favorite foreign cinema by far.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, Cure is amazing. What I will recommend to you then is a new movie by the director of Cure, Kiyoshi Kurosawa. He has a movie that is now, I think, is on digital platforms and stuff now. Cloud. Yeah, Cyber Arcanist talking about it in the chat.
I'm putting it on the wish list.
Cloud is so good because it's like a movie about like a drop shipper, a guy that does drop shipping, and so he's sort of like a scam artist. And then, well, I don't want to spoil it, but let's just say it's one of those. As our great Secretary of Defense would say, it's one of those FA and FO type of movies.
Perfect. I do love those type of movies.
Yeah.
It's on the list.
There is a comeuppance, and it's a great time. Oh, Chime, I do need to see Chime as well. Yeah, he's like, the guy is so. Cure was one of his earlier movies, but that was like almost 30 years ago, and now he's like still he made like 3 movies in a year in the span of a year.
Yeah.
So that guy fucking rules. I mean,
rocks.
all of his movies. Creepy is one that's relatively recent. That's like a sort of horror movie about people that lock people in their basement or whatever type of thing.
Okay.
That one's great.
I'll put that on the list as well.
Yeah, I mean, Pulse, of course, which has the American remake as well.
This is cool.
Pulse is very cool. Yeah, no, I mean, Cure, like, and actually, last week, when I was talking about The Shining, I do a segment sometimes on the show. I'm not going to do it this week, but it's called If You Liked This, Try This, where I recommend movies based on the movie we're talking about. This week, if you liked funny games, try snuff films. I don't know.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Yeah, Funny Games is extremely a movie that, like, I'm always apprehensive when I talk about it. 'Cause I do feel like there's some
you don't just want to
people
recommend it to anyone.
Yeah. I've got like a list of movies that I'm like, I'm not gonna tell people to watch that. Like I'm pretty much there with like any Gasper No movie too. Right?
Oh,
A lot of the old Takashi Miike stuff.
Oh yeah, actually, I'll give people a little preview. I've been hard at work on my AMV for AMV night.
Ooh,
and it is a Takashi Miike film. That's all I'll
nice.
say.
I love it.
So I'm doing AMV for Takashi Miike.
I've been trying to think of a good AMV night theme. I feel I had such a fun one for the
I
Animals
keep
one,
coming up
and I
with
missed it.
them. But for some reason, so this is kind of weird and funny. They're all based around Lady Gaga songs from her new album specifically for some reason, because it's kind of spooky. Like the lead single is called Abracadabra, and it's like Abracadabra, and there's another song called Zombie Boy and stuff. So I've been toying around with
That works.
these. And Zombie Boy has a good beat. I was gonna do Zombie Boy with one of the Mr. Vampire Chinese hopping vampire movies. So if somebody wants to take that, that's yours for free, because that's not what I'm doing.
That's a good one.
But I love the Takashi Miike. Yeah, really fucked up. And also, I'm like watching these clips again and again to like time them, and I feel myself getting desensitized. It's sort of like what Michael Haneke's making this movie about.
Yeah.
Is about the desensitization. Well, before we get into the movie, though, I do want some more recent movies besides one Battle. Did you see Weapons yet?
I did see Weapons. I loved it.
Okay, yeah, Weapons was a lot of fun. I mean,
It was really fun. And then I went back and watched Barbarian after that, which I also thought was great.
yeah, to me though, it felt like Barbarian's like the warm up to Weapons, and now I can't wait for whatever I guess he's doing Resident Evil next, which hey,
It's interesting.
Sounds good.
Same Cyber Arcanist. Takashi Miike was my intro into extreme horror as well.
Yeah, well, actually, this kind of I remember one time in college, I was never a big horror guy, but one Halloween, my one roommate, I lived with my friend Alex, who's been a guest on the show, and we had another roommate, and he put on The Last House on the Left, the original.
The original one. Yeah.
and it fucked me up. I like had to stop watching it. I like had to get up and leave the room. I was like, no.
Yeah, that movie was. I remember my mom telling me about how much that movie fucked her up when it came out.
Right.
And it made me watch it when I was like a teenager, and I was like, yeah, it's fucked up.
I mean, it's kind of the only movie that is like in the neighborhood of this one to me. Of like, there's no reasoning. I mean, well, actually, there might be a bit more because they're like kind of a cult or whatever in that one, or there's something. But there's not going to be an explanation or a sad childhood or whatever, trauma. It's like, it is just happening. It's happening, and you have to deal with it.
I really like a movie with like no resolve. I'm a big fan of movies that do not resolve. I don't know why. It's a big thing for me.
And what this one does so well is that it repeatedly like faints at like maybe there will be, because and like it's really funny because Michael Haneke has said that he doesn't consider these movies a horror movie. Like, he doesn't think that they are, like, he wasn't setting out to make a horror movie. He was setting out to like make a movie that was like about the desensitization and sensationalization of violence by doing that, I guess.
Yeah.
Or like making you actually sit with the reality of that, where in like another horror movie they would give you some release, they would give you some rooting interest or some reason to believe that there is somebody's going to make it out of this. And the really cruel thing that this movie does is at multiple times gives you a slight like sliver of hope to crush it.
Yeah.
It's not just like
I love that this movie like rug pulls you.
Yes.
Like several times even.
Yeah.
It's so fun. I remember there being such a hard split. Like, so I saw the American version first.
Same.
When it come out. And like, I remember among my friend group there being such an insane divide of people who were like, they're like, that was stupid. I don't like I don't like anything that breaks the wall. It just wasn't for me. And then the other half being like, that was fucking brilliant.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I like there was one person on the Golf Kings Discord who was like, I saw this movie, I hated it so much, it made me so mad. Movies never made me more mad. And I get that reaction too. I will say that like you having that extreme reaction, that's also, I mean, not to be like that guy, but like that's partially like, that's probably the correct response in all honesty, because the movie is like being like, you're fucking sick the whole time. It's like looking at you being like, you on your couch or in the movie theater, you are fucking sick, what's wrong with you? And so somebody being like, hey man, what the fuck? Totally reasonable response.
I love it. I was saying to my chat earlier, I feel like I've got a relationship in general with like hostile media. I feel like a lot of the music I listen, like, just there's a lot of things where like I kind of like antagonistic media, and I feel like this movie more than any I've ever seen hates the person watching it.
Yeah.
I love that about it.
I tried to balance my media intake of Steve Urkel. That's I mean, it's all good. Like I said, I get it. Like, that is reasonable. Yeah, so I also saw this movie first, and it was fairly early in my horror liking. Like, it wasn't until college that I started to like some horror, and then I would sort of like open myself up to a bit more and a bit more. I was a huge wuss as a kid and like a teenager. Like, The Sixth Sense terrified me when I saw it at like 13, and it's like, that, you are a wuss, son. And but I remember watching this like just after college when I was still living at home, and like it coming on, Showtime or whatever, and being like, fucking gripped and sick and like, but like so into it and watching and like just needing to kind of, well, also it helped that I think I was helped by the presence of Naomi Watts, who I loved, and was in also another scary movie that was an early scary movie for me that when I watched The Ring, which is such a good one. The Ring
was very good.
I mean, that may be a possibility for later this month as well, because both the original is incredible, but I think it might be like the best American remake of a Japanese film. I mean, and then they tried to do a lot a lot of other ones that are never as good. Even like The Grudge, which is actually the same director. It's Shimizu did both the Japanese.
Ju-on, right?
Yeah, Ju-on the Grudge is one of my favorite Japanese horror, and its sequel is just as good.
Yeah, that was a great one. I was really lucky when I was younger. It was a friend I made on a message board back in the message board days. Just kind of like sherped me into this world of movies. Like he was the first person who showed me any Miike stuff, and Old Boy, which is like one of my favorite movies.
And I didn't see Old Boy until recently, until the past couple of years. I mean, it was always one that I meant to see and stuff. And I saw it like 2 years ago or something, and I didn't have the twist spoiled for me all that time. I did still get the like, oh, I might have put it together while watching the movie, but it wasn't like I had heard about the twist in Old Boy.
Yeah.
God, and I didn't watch
a really bad remake.
I know that. Well, and there was another Spike Lee remake of a great film that came out this year in Highest to Lowest, which
I missed that.
Well, if you want to see me rant against Highest to Lowest for like 30 plus minutes all by myself, you can go watch the Fog episode on my YouTube. Because that was when I had watched Highest to Lowest earlier that week. And so High and Low is like possibly the best like crime movie ever made. It's from 1964, Akira Kurosawa. And it's just such a tautly constructed, and it's like so like well plotted, and it was like just incredible and revolutionary. And then Spike Lee remade it with Denzel Washington, where it's all about how these kids, like us old guys, can still be cool too, basically. It's sort of like the
it's brutal.
Yeah, it's like we haven't lost it, and it's like, okay, man. And it was just like looked like he spent about 5 minutes of prep on the whole thing. It just there were so many scenes where there's just like it looked like the actors were told, like, just go stand anywhere. Like, it's like there were like times, and like Dennis Duffy from 30 Rock is in there as a cop, and so you can never take him seriously and stuff. It's just great. God.
Yeah, that's rough. That is rough.
So anyway, I've never seen The Old Boy, but I do love Josh Brolin. He's always a great. So maybe one day I will, just out of curiosity. Yeah. But I know
I feel like I have to see it just to know how it. Like I know it can't be good. But I have to see it at some point.
Yeah, that's definitely one to think about. Oh. What else have you watched recently? What's like the most recent movie you watched besides Funny Games?
So my most recent was Violent Cop.
Oh yeah, that's Katana, right?
Yeah, it was their first their directorial debut.
He is one violent cop. I watched that like a year ago, cop. I think. They are not lying about that title.
Yeah. And that was one where I was like, I don't know, I didn't really go into it with any expectation. But like once it clicked with me where I was like, all right, there's really not a lot of story here. This is mostly like really good like cinematography.
Yeah.
And like cool scenes and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I was never a big like Kitano. I've seen Kitano in tons of movies and never really like clicked it like where I was like, oh, like I just never.
Well, certainly like
too much
Battle
thought.
Royale and stuff. But like,
yeah. But like it was cool to see like the first movie they directed. I was happy to see that.
Yeah, he was one of those like cool. Later in life getting into the industry guys, which is so interesting. Whenever that happens.
Cool. I went down like a rabbit hole of just like, I feel like anytime I watch a movie I like a lot, I'm always like, oh, I wonder what other people say about this. And that's when I saw with that one where he was not the original director, and his schedule was so intense that the original director quit. And they were like, well, why don't you just direct it since we're working on your schedule anyway?
Yeah, and he was like, so he kind of fell into directing from the beginning. Like he was never trying to be a director.
I also love that
foisted upon
in
him.
Japan, he's like known as a comedian.
Yeah.
And that's just that's perfect. It's a perfect like juxtaposition with the kind of movies he
Yeah.
does.
Beat Takeshi, right? Is that him or is that Mike? I confused them. But which one's which? But yeah, he's
Yeah, yeah.
he's he is like a big cultural figure. But that's like a whole genre of guy kind of in Japan. One of my other favorite Japanese directors, a guy named Juzo Itami, who made a bunch of comedy, mostly comedies in the 80s and 90s. Really like so. I've been toying around, Justin, with I think probably in the new year because I want to upgrade my equipment and stuff. But I might start toying with putting some video essays together. And Itami would be a guy that I would definitely do a video essay on because his life is fascinating. He was killed by the Yakuza because of stuff he was putting in his movies. It's actually I believe is an inspiration for something in one of the Yakuza games. And it's also the reason that we know about it is because if you've heard of Tokyo Vice, either the book or the TV series, that's the guy Jake. I forget his last name, but the Ansel Elgort character from that TV show, he wrote about it, and like that's how we know or suspect. But anyway, he started as an actor and a TV presenter kind of guy too, and then he wanted to start making his own movies, and so like the first one he did was kind of a bit of a hit, and then he made a bunch of movies after that were all. But anyway, it's like, I mean, that's great. It's also I mean, that happened in America too, but I feel like the industry nowadays is so what it is that it just gets harder and harder to have happen.
Yeah, you don't really see that pivot often.
I mean, even these guys like Krager that you're talking about with weapons. He's
that
like
shocked me.
He's like our age, or even maybe a year, because I think I'm like a year younger than you, and so like he's about our age, and like he has his breakout for Barbarian when he's 37 or so, like in his late 30s. Like that's the young director finally getting their chance now, and I feel like that's like kind of, I don't know, compared to the 70s, and you had fucking Scorsese and De Palma and Francis Ford Coppola. Well, I don't know if we'll ever get that again.
Yeah, I really with him too. Like I feel like I had heard it going into it, but it didn't really click with me. Where I was like, "Oh my god, is the guy from Whitest Kids You Know made this?"
Yeah, I know.
this is phenomenal. Like,
yeah, and
did not expect it.
And like Matt Johnson from Nirvana, the band, the show, did Blackberry, and that was pretty good. And it's like, and of course Jordan Peele. So it's like sketch actors. They make good directors, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I always have to imagine like that initial just having like not even like maybe connections, but just like having your foot in the door in media on some level and getting to a point where you're like, all right, I could try some shit. Like,
right. Well,
that's
Like I think that there is something that when you're in a sketch group, like people end up taking on like roles that maybe they wouldn't necessarily, whether it's like having to fill out the cast of like we need more people or whatever, and so you're playing a type that you wouldn't normally do or something, or you're just doing some, like I think back to The State, and like how David Wayne was always kind of the director for The State, but he was in it, but then he also is doing stuff on like screen acting as well, and like discovering that and there's a lot of the Ben Garant and Tom Lennon became a writing duo out of that, like. So yeah, I mean, I think they're great, and like Mr. Show, like all the funny people out of that, they're great incubators.
It's crazy.
I hate to say it, I think the model is actually SNL, which the product of SNL isn't good, but like as a place where people go, cut their chops a bit, like. I don't know that the show is necessarily ran in the best possible or healthy way.
Yeah.
But you can't deny that a lot of talented people have come through there.
Absolutely. Yeah, like an obscene amount.
Yeah. Even, recently and everything. And they're hiring talented people recently too. But Anyway, I don't know how we've digressed to there.
Uh,
Because another thing I want to talk about with difficult movies, actually.
hmm.
So this week I was trying to watch more. Like, I watched some stupid 2000s era horror movies. I watched a movie called Stuck. Have you heard of Stuck?
I don't think I've heard of
It's
Stuck.
by Stuart Gordon, who did Reanimator, in those movies, and
Okay.
so he's like a horror like guy, but it's so different from Reanimator. But it's like based on a true story of a woman who was like driving drunk, and a homeless guy, is crossing the street, and she hit him with her car, and he got stuck through the windshield, and she just drove home and kept him in her garage for days and shit.
I remember when that happened. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
I
it's
remember
like
hearing about that. Yeah.
it's like a horror movie based around that, like, sort of, and anyway, it was kind of funny and dumb. I also watched an Australian movie from around the same time called Lake Mungo, uh,
Hmm.
which that was pretty interesting. It was like a documentary style movie, like about a girl who like dies young or goes missing first and then dies young, and it sort of had like little shades of Twin Peaks here and there,
Okay.
and as you know, it really like actually like felt like a documentary, like in sort of the storytelling way of it. But yeah, it also is kind of, I will say, if you're one of those people that's like, I'm sick of horror that's like all about my unresolved trauma or whatever, maybe you want to avoid this one, because it does
Fair,
kind
fair.
of end in that sort of a place. But I mean, it was a good, I mean, like 90 minutes, and it was a innovative like use of it being a documentary, and
Hmm.
that actually was a part of the story too, like them making this. And anyway, it was just kind of cool.
That's cool.
But I also this week watched Dancer in the Dark by Lars von Trier for the
I've heard of
first
that.
time. Are you a Bjork guy, Justin? How do you feel about Bjork?
I like Bjork. I was never like a Bjork mega fan, but
Right.
I've always respected Bjork's work.
I think if you like Bjork, you'd probably like the movie, especially
Yeah.
because like it is one of the best film performances I think I've seen. It's one of like the fact that I watched Dancer in the Dark, I think the day after I saw One Battle After Another, and I also had
Hmm.
watched The Shining before my stream as well. It's like I was like, this is too many like all time great movies that I'm watching
Yeah,
in one
yeah.
24 hour span. It was too much.
That's where I feel like I'm at right now. I've made a wish list of movies to watch, or a watch list, I guess, but they're all too good.
Yeah.
Like, and they're all heavy too. Like I need to like break it up with something with a little bit of like whimsy.
Yeah,
It's
right.
yeah.
Well, that's sort of, yeah. So I've been watched like, oh, I did watch the new Toxic Avenger yesterday. I quite liked
Nice.
it. I thought I was kind of like, this is probably going to be like a good for what it is type of thing, but
Hmm.
actually, I like it was a funny superhero movie that was actually funny. And that doesn't happen
That's
too often. Like, it's not like
yeah,
funny
that's
for a
rare.
superhero movie. Like, it had
Yeah.
actual jokes that were really funny.
Nice. Is it still Trauma doing that? Or
Well,
has it like sold?
it's like there's definitely a lot of them involved, and there is a part where it's like something's like the Saint Roman's hospital or something, and they do a thing of like scratching out some of the letters so it says trauma really big on this
That's
sign. Like, so there is the like and the original guy has like a cameo or whatever, so
that's cool. That's cool.
there's all that kind of stuff. But Peter Dinklage was really great as Toxie, and I also had been watching some of the stuff around the release of it. Like, they were doing a promotion for it where they were paying off people's medical debt, because that's sort of a plot point in the movie, and so
That's
they were
cool.
promoting the movie by paying off people's medical debt. And another thing that's really cool is that so Peter Dinklage is like in the first part of the movie, and then he gets transformed and he does the voice for the whole thing. But when it's the big suit, which is everything's practical, and that's the best thing about the movie, is that it's like all practical effects, and they look cool.
Oh, yeah.
And but once he's in the suit, it's actually a woman that is like, I mean, this is a good gig if you are a small statured woman, or man, but like especially the women. You can have such a lucrative stunt career because they always need people to double kids, and they're like anything that's remotely physical, like they're gonna put the stunt double over the kid. So anyway, that's like what she's been doing for years, and now she got to be like this superhero and be like his body. So people be like, what? So people wouldn't even, I guess, like read the the brief before interviewing him on the red carpet or in the press tour. And they're like, so what's it like stepping into the suit? And he would always be like, I was so blessed to work with this great professional who had been working as a stunt actor. And I was like, that's so cool of you to like, not just be like, well, it's somebody else, but like actually like gas her up a bit.
That's cool.
Yeah. And it's like a great, I always think that those kind of performances of, somebody else in a suit, somebody's doing a voice, somebody's like, that just makes it cooler to me. Like that it's like, I don't need it to, I don't know. That's so much cooler to me than fucking the Thing in the new Fantastic Four, which I didn't even hate, but like, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's very fair. I've never been much of a superhero movie guy, but I didn't even realize there was a new Toxic Avenger. I'm gonna have to check that out because I was really big on the Trauma movies when I was younger.
Yeah, and I never saw them, and now I want to go back and watch them because I've really enjoyed in recent years going back and watching stuff like Reanimator. Honestly, that is like that type of thing. Thank you, Jakey. Jakey Chain's favorite superhero is the girl reading this, so that's me.
Now, Reanimator was cool. I haven't seen it in far too long.
Yeah, Reanimator and From Beyond is pretty cool as well, which is like the Lovecrafty sort of demon version of it. It's like all the same actors as well from Reanimator. Barbara Crampton is just as naked in that movie as she is in Reanimator, if not more. Who, by the way, I've seen her recently. She still looks fantastic. She's still a dime. Barbara Crampton. Yo, Jakey. So Jakey just saw her last night. She still looked like fantastic, right? I mean, of course, you're not gonna be like she looked bad, but like
I've googled recent images. You're completely right.
Yeah, for like a 60-something woman, I think. Yeah, she's looking good.
So one of the last few movies, so the only movie I've seen recently that I wasn't crazy about was 28 Years Later.
I liked it, but some people they were just talking about it on the Doughboys, where they're like, that might be my best movie of the year, and I was like, well, I don't know. I mean,
I feel like it got overhyped to me because I watched. I was like, well, this was fine. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of it I wasn't really into.
Yeah.
But that was kind of my only letdown of anything I've watched recently. And even then, I still thought it was it was still a fun movie to watch. It's hard to watch anything. Like I feel like I've had it. It's the only movie I watched with a bunch of like colossally good movies. So I feel like that's even more.
Yeah. Well, like you're saying, like that is part of the downside of when you're going through the class. Like you have, on this side, the library of all classic films ever. And I think you're in a place where like I sort of have been for a while, or was, where I'm like, I'm looking to watch stuff that I think I will like. So more often than not, I do. Like, I'm not necessarily looking to watch. There's some people that are like, I like throwing on a mid movie that is like not that good, and they can just enjoy that. And sometimes, depending on context. But for the most part, yeah, I'm throwing on stuff that I think I'm gonna like, but then you do get a bit overloaded, and eventually you watch, let me watch the new Final Destination, and it's okay. It's all right. It's fine for what it is. And like that's my thing with all the Marvel and with like Fantastic Four and everything, is like they aren't trying to make it act. They aren't really trying to make a good movie. Like that's not important.
Yeah.
Or what makes a good movie to them is a movie that placates like people like well enough when they go to the theater. Thanks for the follow, Slothnacht. Appreciate it.
Slothnacht.
And they could try to like push the boundaries and make it like incredible if they wanted, but that could potentially turn off some people. Like when you really try to lean into making a good movie, like there was like the good superhero movie of this year, Superman, which I watched it again actually this week or recently, maybe I think it was like last Sunday, and that movie is actually like taking some chances and doing some things, and it's like letting the characters be characters in real ways. And sure, they can launch a whole universe off of it, but like that's not what it's like. At least it doesn't feel like that's the primary aim, which is always, you know, the like the Disney, the Marvel movies are now just we're keeping the trains rolling. We have to keep the money machine running for us here.
Yeah, and I think that's why I've just never been into those. Like I just never. Like any Marvel movie I've seen has either been against my will or on an airplane.
Yeah,
the only two places I've seen them.
Yeah, you're not missing much.
I feel like I don't have to go back for those.
Well, let's fully transition now. Just to we've touched on it a few times already, but let's talk funny games here. So, I was starting to say I watched the American one first, and was very disturbed by it. And it was just, I have not seen it since then until a week ago when I watched it again to get ready for this. But I still remembered it. I still would always be like, yeah, that was a crazy movie. Never saw the original, but knew that it was a shot-for-shot remake of, it was like basically he really did just make the same movie twice. So people don't know the background here. Michael Haneke, you know, one of the great directors, European directors. You know, some other good movies by him are like L'Amour, which is about a woman that's going through dementia and her husband and like her like fading away. And then there's The Piano Teacher, which is Juliette Binoche starring as a woman who's into like ridiculous like sexual humiliation fetish stuff. There's this. So there's something where he likes to live in just like the furthest spot of discomfort of like you say, the being like difficult. I have not watched The White Ribbon. And Benny's Video is one I want to watch as well, because that has the guy behind you in it, who I love in this movie. And then about a month ago, I think it was in like mid-August, I watched, for the first time, I finally watched the original. And it fucked me up all over again. I think it was because enough time had passed that I'd forgotten a lot of like the specifics of the plot, so I wasn't entirely sure how things went down. And it was really intense. And it was just really, really intense. And so then when I watched the American version earlier this week, I was like, oh, no, the original is more intense. That's where I'm at now after having watched them both. And then I was going to watch the American one again, the original again this week, and I decided... that's too much funny games. I'm okay. No, I remember it. Fair. I remember it well enough.
So what happened with me when I saw the American version first, but like that was at a time when I was like I already feel like I was a little desensitized to a lot of it because that was around the time I got into like Nikkei and all that kind of stuff.
Sure.
So I see this movie, and I was like, damn, I have to go watch the original now. I want to see the original, and I remember putting it on and being like, oh, it's the same movie. And that's when I realized, I didn't even realize that he had directed both of them. And I was like, what the hell? Like, that was shocking to me.
One of the only differences in like the first 2 minutes is that when it says funny games in the big text, the identical big text, it says funny games, parentheses, US, for the second one.
And I was really obsessed with the idea that he was like, I want American audiences to see this, but they won't watch an Austrian movie. And like, he's right.
Yeah, and it's the same. Yeah, it's the same. My wife is pointing out in the chat. It's the same song, exact same needle drop, like how it happens in the beginning is exactly the same. So what I learned this week is that his original plan for when he wrote the script, and he came up with this story, he always wanted to set it in America. He always saw it as taking place in like an American vacation home, but just in 1997 or whatever, he couldn't afford to film in America as a German or Austrian filmmaker, wherever he's from. He just filmed it. And then when he, did well at Cannes with Piano Teacher and all these stuff, and his like cachet kind of rose a bit, he's like, well, now And I think there's something to so that even though it's like a bit of diminishing returns with the American version, especially to me, where it really is a lesser film, having watched them both, is in this the central performance of I forget the actor's name, but the guy that's over your right shoulder here, and Michael Pitt. I didn't think Michael Pitt is as good as him.
I think the originals were much better at. The original villains were a lot more villainous.
Yeah, I mean, now who I do like in the American version a lot is Brady Corbet as the other guy. I actually think he is really good. I really love his performance. And, Justin, I don't know if you realize this, that now he's a big-time director. He directed The Brutalist from last year.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So
I haven't seen The Brutalist, but that's another one that's like on my list.
Here's what I'll say. If you're watching The Brutalist, you get to the intermission, you're like, I'm loving this. You know what? You can just stop it there. You don't need to watch the second half.
Don't gotta watch the second. All right. Yeah, I could do that.
That's my... hey, you're loving the movie? Leave it hanging. It's forever a good movie that you're living in. You don't have to deal with any weird stuff that happens in the second half of that movie. I'm just kidding. It's fine. Movies, different strokes, different folks. But to me, it just got too into being heavy-handed tragedy porn in the second act, and it's already like edging that line in the first half, and then the second half it just goes full bore over the line for me into that type of deal. But hey, he was trained in making funny games. His acting career was he did funny games. He did this movie Mysterious Skin. Have you heard of this movie?
No, I don't think I have.
Greg Araki, which is like a really fucked up movie about like childhood sexual abuse kind of stuff with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I mean, it's a good movie. But yeah, it's like he was a young actor who was like exclusively doing the most heavy material he could find. So now as a director, I guess that's what he wants to direct as well.
It makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, Naomi Watts is great. She is great. But the original woman is wonderful. I mean, she is like, there's something about the borrowing eggs scene where how she starts with being welcoming and how that gets that annoyance, like it's dialed up and then just then gets dialed into like, no, get the fuck out. And then like how that just like you're tracking her whole emotional like arc from pissed off to like scared and like trying to fight back, and like I love her performance in the original as well.
I think there's also a part of it for me where like at that point I'd seen Naomi Watts in so many movies, and I'd seen I always get Tim Roth. I always go to say Eli Roth. But I'd seen both of them a lot, so I already had like opinions on them. Where the original Funny Games, I didn't know anybody.
Right.
So it kind of, I don't know, made it feel a little more real, I guess.
Yeah, and I'd even seen a good number of German and European movies, so as I was watching the original, going through everybody's Letterboxd, seeing if I knew him from anything, and I really didn't. But some of them are in The Piano Teacher as well. Actually, the mom in this is really good in The Piano Teacher as the mother of a student in one of the piano teacher students. But
I gotta check out more Hanky movies.
Yeah, I mean, the one that I still can't bring myself to watch is the dementia one, because I've just heard that it is like one of the most devastating, crushing movies. But I watched Dancer in the Dark, so I can handle anything now. I've grown up. I showed The Piano Teacher to a friend, and that was a very quick way to find what their limits are. Yeah, that's one of those... like you're very quickly into it. You're like, oh, like that was a movie that I still haven't been able to finish or watch because I keep starting it and then being like, I can't handle this right now. Is Mike Leigh's Naked? Because the one time I started to watch it with Abby and I was like, oh, look at this. Then I was like, oh no, I just realized what this is. Oh no. God.
I had a friend who many years, like, I've been into the movies like this for a bit, and I remember I had a friend who, like, I knew her pretty well and I thought she knew me pretty well, but she was like, Justin, recommend me just like a fucked up movie. What's like a really fucked up movie I could watch? and I saw the Devil, which I thought was a pretty like mild movie in that genre. Like it feels like an introductory movie to like revenge movies. And within like 20 minutes, she was like, "Why the fuck would you recommend me this?" And I was like, "Ooh, all right, I misread what you meant by fucked up."
Yeah.
That was a whiff for me.
Yeah, next time we'll know. Follow-up question: what flavor of fucked up we looking for?
Yeah,
it's like medium spicy, extra spicy, or as Oliver Baccoon always talks about at his local Asian eatery when he comes in, they say, "Oh, it's hot boy! It's hot boy! He wants it actually spicy."
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. This movie is, well, I think probably, like, let's go with, like, the roughest things depicted in this movie, and it starts with, shooting and killing a child easily.
That's definitely I feel like the movie does everything that it knows would upset people.
Right. It's oh, it would really upset you if we did this, right? Like, it actually, like, takes the time to be like, well, that would be, like, such a like taboo to cross to do that, and it like makes you like sit in that discomfort, and then it's like, and we're gonna do it.
Yeah, like the dog.
Yes,
I feel like was specifically to make people upset. Well, the whole movie is to. I
mean, like you have
this like to make people upset.
Omnipresent dog barking at the beginning, and then the dog barking stops, and you're just like, I know why that dog barking stopped.
Yeah.
And then that's the famous look behind. So yeah, there's these fourth wall breaks, which that was the other thing. So then I'm watching the original 6 weeks ago or whatever, and that first fourth wall break when she's going to get the dog out of the car and he looks back directly at the camera. I was like, oh, he's like looking right at me. Like it was the most that like one of those like actually like pierced and penetrated. I was like, holy fuck. And I was like, I don't remember that. And then when like there's the whole part with the remote and rewinding and all that kind of stuff, I was like, I don't remember this. And I think that all is just kind of, hey Ben, thank you for the Prime sub, appreciate it. Thanks for coming around. That look right there.
God, I'm normally not a fan of like a meta movie or
right.
A fourth wall break, but it's really like it's like the perfect usage of it.
Yeah, and it's like
you really think things are gonna be okay.
Doled out like so particularly, right? Like it's the one there, and then there's not one for a while, and then it's like the first it's just a look, and then the next time it's what do you think? Are they gonna make it or whatever? He like asks, directly asks you, and it's just like that one question, and it's, again startled, and it just like puts you off kilter because you're like, oh god, he can still do that, and that's almost just to like because, again, as I was sort of alluding to before, the like, you're gonna think that she's gonna fight back, and she kills one of her captors, and isn't that amazing? And like, then he has to say, no, it's not that. And it's almost him being like, it's not that kind of movie. It's like, it's not that story. Yeah. No, it's the first, it's what you thought it was. It's the first kind. Like, she's not going to get out. There's no way out, even if there was. Like, and it's almost like, point. I have all the control almost, right? The writer, the director, like, you don't have a say in this. This is not about comforting you. Like, this is what the violence is. This is what actually visiting that violence on someone is.
Yeah.
I mean, I see it as like an extension of another movie, that really changed horror in a big way, Halloween, right? Which is, and I think Texas Chainsaw, which came before as well, is also a little bit like this, where there's no real like rationale. I mean, Halloween gestures at, his sister's, like, he maybe had incesty feelings towards her or something. I don't know. Yeah. And it kind of gestures at that. But the bigger issue is that, like, safe suburbia there can just be a homicidal madman that's intent on just killing people, and you know, it's like the same thing with like Anton Chigurh from No Country for Old Men. Like, what's terrifying is when you're just like somebody that's determined to kill is a terrifying thing. And you know, when you put it in these places of like ultimate safety, these things that are supposed to cocoon you from this, and in this case I think there's a very pointedly, it's also about wealth, it's also about it being a vacation home. Like, they have the luxury to find another home, like a second home, and they have all these rich social life and all these friends. Like, they have like,
it should be the safest place,
right? And all the signals are that they're very welcoming, good people, they're friends with all their neighbors and everything. Like, there's nothing to indicate, you know, them to be in any way, like bad people in a really concrete, obvious way. They're nice. They're a nice family. They're like the prototypical nice family.
Yeah.
Down to the nice,
very, very
nice dog.
American dream family.
Yeah.
I can't stop thinking about the remote scene, because that is where anyone I know who hated it, that's where it fully lost them.
Sure, that's
and like it feels like that's supposed to be that way. Like, I feel like that was a scene meant to piss off the person watching it.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that.
Yeah,
I love that for it.
Yeah, I mean, again, because to give you the little like release, that little bit of relief, and then rug pull it. As well. Just, it's like, you know, a roller coaster that like comes to a sudden stop, but then like it edges you over a cliff right after that, or something. Like, you're not done with the ride yet. And in fact, there's still a long way to go, and like it ends with this place of, and it's going to keep going. Like, now we found this other family that was visited them or whatever briefly, and we're moving on to this one, which I should say, in the American version, that actor is played by Siobhan Fallon Thompson, perhaps most famous for, I would not even perhaps, I would say most famous for appearing iconically, her most iconic performance in Men in Black as the wife of Edgar. I know Edgar,
wow.
and that's not Edgar. He wanted water and sugar water. She's amazing in that. She's, you know, only this little bit, but she's also in Dancer in the Dark, and she was like my second favorite performance in Dancer in the Dark after Bjork. She's so good. Nice. I don't want to spoil her role in the movie, but she is really good in Dancer in the Dark.
I'm adding that one to my list too.
I mean, just get right. It's I like the movie ended, and it was one of those movie ended, and I sat in silence for like 5 to 10 minutes and just kind of stared ahead.
That was me after Cure.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't go to sleep for a few hours.
Yeah, Cure is like, am I like I was watching when I did the Cure episode, I was watching interviews with Kiyoshi Kurosawa, and there was a Japanese woman telling him that the first time that she watched Cure, she started having to look down and like not look at the screen because she actually was afraid that she was going to get hypnotized by the movie. Like, she really did think it could happen. And the movie presents itself as if, I mean, like, what's unsettling about that one is that it's the most like unreliable. Is what you're seeing real? Is like what's actually like happening subliminally and all that kind of stuff. Whereas this movie is like claustrophobic of keeping you in the worst conceivable situation that you could be in and not giving you any kind of escape.
Yeah, no relief whatsoever. And I just love the teasing of there being resolve. It's so it's just like a gut punch.
Or like,
I love it.
The knife on the boat, like that they telegraph, they make such a big deal of showing the knife in the beginning, the knife sitting there, and then when she gets in the boat and the knife like gets tossed, and then you're like, oh, and then she has the knife. It doesn't matter. Like they give you all these things, and it's like maybe. No.
God.
It's just a
I really love that for it. It's really like when I was this is definitely a movie that I've like just looked up before to be like, what do people think about this? And I remember seeing someone just like very bluntly be like I've just never watched a movie that like resents me so much.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, because I
That's
mean,
really
that's
yeah.
really what he is getting at, though, is just what he was seeing of just like the increasing. I mean, and it's only gotten worse, since then, of like just violence as entertainment. I mean, like the
Yeah,
things that are
yeah.
just we're desensitized to by just like seeing it, and yeah, and so it's well, this is what violence actually is.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, I mean, uh Tim Roth also fantastic. The dad always has the like in both of these movies has to hurt his leg right away, and then he's like, ugh, the way that the leg is like continually bleeding is really gross.
Yeah.
It's just like the
Yeah.
blood pools and pools and pools around his
Yeah.
knee.
Yeah, it's definitely like it feels like a marathon to get through the movie. Like
And it's not very
it's
long. It's like
unrelenting.
90 100 minutes, or it's like not that long.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's claustrophobic, and there's no more characters coming in. There's no more like, and also what you piece together is stuff of like even the characters that you saw in the beginning, they're dead. They're definitely dead. Like, well, I mean, we know, like, we see some of their dead bodies when the kid escapes to the next door, and like the kid, like they refer to like his really good friend as the girl next door, and like they were excited to play together, and then like he sees her dead body.
Yeah, yeah.
I shouldn't laugh, but I don't know how else to react.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and that kid's gonna end up dead too, as well. Like everybody's gonna end. I mean, like, and that's what they even say it. They're like, all of you are going to end up dead, and that's
Yeah.
what happens. And like, I don't know. There's also something so revolutionary about removing that tension, like of when usually in a movie, if you're told you're all gonna die, then that means okay, well they're gonna survive. They're gonna
Yeah,
overcome
yeah.
that. Whereas this is like you're all gonna die, and they do all die, and that's such
And
a
it's just
subversion.
bleak. Yeah, yeah. And again, like, I love that. Yeah, there was no resolve in this movie,
No.
and it would tease resolve, and it gave you resolve, and then took it away.
Yes.
Like it's nasty, but I love that about it.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's
Yeah.
a nasty, nasty piece of work. And if you're good with it, hey, eating potato at bus stop, thank you so much for the gifted sub.
Good name.
Thank you so much, and welcome, King of Strings. Thanks everybody. We're gonna keep talking about funny games a bit, but I do want to talk actually real quick. Tomorrow, I'm starting my new stream format. Well, actually, I won't be here because I will, of course. Justin, you helped with one of my very stupid things where I was inhabited by
Yeah.
a dead guy.
Yeah,
That one
great.
had some issues. None of you guys related. I learned a lot from that one. You guys are all great. I mostly tech related stuff of a lot of these bits don't work because my guests can't hear. Anyway,
Yeah, it's a learning experience every time with that. Kind
kinks
of
to
stuff.
work out, but I'm starting a Sunday night movie marathon hosted by Vincent Price, and I got all the costume pieces today,
Nice.
and I'm very excited. That's why I've started to trim down my mustache. Get this right. So look forward to that. Come back, everybody, tomorrow night. That'll be a fun hang. I'm going to be watching a couple of bad movies from 1988 that I'm really excited for.
Oh yeah.
Because yeah, I have also. It's fun to You thought he died, and he did, but I have, of course, a deal with the Afterlife agency of famous dead Hollywood people, and so I have a relationship there, and they they're happy with my possessions, how those have been going. They've been good for their clients, helping to get their name out there. Nobody was thinking about Robert Goulet since Will Ferrell did it, and then I was doing. Nobody was thinking about Peter Falk, and then I did Peter Falk, and Orson Welles. So, it's good. It's good. The agency's happy with my work there. So we're gonna keep being possessed by dead people this month for spooky season. Who better but
yeah.
Vincent Price? Have you watched any Vincent Price movies, like any of the old like Roger Corman movies?
I know I did when I was younger. Like I'm trying to look. I mean, House on Haunted Hill.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
that
want to say
one.
Last Man on Earth. I saw.
Okay, and you know what? I haven't seen that one, but the one I really love. Well, I loved the. He did a bunch of Edgar Allan Poe adaptations with Roger Corman. The Mask of the Red
Oh,
Death is really good. A comfort movie of mine. It's not a very good movie, but I like to watch it. Is the movie? It's called The Raven, and it's Vincent Price, Boris Karloff, Peter Lorre, a very young Jack Nicholson, and it's like like a straight comedy, and that is a very fun time. And oh yes,
nice.
thank you, Abby. My actual favorite that I think is good is a movie called Theater of Blood, where
Okay.
Vincent Price plays an old British actor who fakes his own death because he gets hated on by all the critics, and then he exacts his revenge on each of the critics in the manner of a Shakespearean play for each of them,
That's
and
cool.
he
That's cool.
targets each of the theater critics, and it's very fun.
Nice.
It also has Diana Rigg, the Queen of Thorns from Game of Thrones, but she's very, very young in that as well. And she's having a lot of fun as well.
Nice.
So anyway, all that to say is that we're in October now. We're in proper spooky season.
Yeah,
This
yeah, it's the right
movie
time.
doesn't really fit the bill
Yeah,
because it's
yeah.
not about like it's actually the opposite of like the ooh, we're delighting in the macabre and the like, death is fun or ooh, whatever. It's like, well, no. And I almost feel like, but you need both ends of that spectrum, right? Like, actually,
Yeah.
you need the more difficult, confrontational, side of things to help you appreciate. Hey, let's laugh and have fun about it, because
Yeah.
like you should be able to do both, I guess.
That makes sense. That makes sense. But yeah, this movie definitely not a scary movie. It's just, I mean,
No.
scary in the sense of it's unsettling.
Right. Yeah, you definitely like are disgusted and
Yeah.
like
there's no
affected by it. But yeah, no, jump scares aren't
Yeah.
really what it's about. If anything,
Yeah.
it's like the anti-jump scare. It's like I'm going to shoot you in the head. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. It's going to happen. I'm doing it now. Okay, I'm going to do it. Here, I'm pulling the trigger. I'm going to pull the trigger and shoot you in the head. Okay, I'm shooting you in the head now. Bang! All right, shot you in the head. There's all your blood. It's just like staying with the whole time. Although they actually don't show, that's one of the few things they don't show, but it's actually more devastating to cut back to the dealing with the aftermath of
Yeah. There's really not a lot of like on-screen violence.
And
a
actually-
lot of it is just off-screen.
and it being so horrifying that nobody can say anything about what's even just transpired, and so you as the viewer have to put it all together, and
Yeah.
that's what really sucks.
Yeah. Well, like the really long
Right.
hold on the mother, like
Trying to free
crying.
herself, yeah, and like
Yeah.
but like she's trying to free herself while not looking at the like son, or then like when
Yeah.
she's running around like trying to escape, like before she escapes, and then she like passes by the door and like turns around, steps back, closes the door, because you're like, oh, she doesn't want to have to keep looking in there to see the fucking bloody corpse of her child, and like the
Yeah,
blood
yeah.
spray across the TV. I will say there is something that in the American version of after that goes down, they're watching NASCAR and the blood sprayed across, and it's NASCAR. That adds a little je ne sais quoi that you
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
have in the original. I don't know what it is. It might be like fishing, I think. Actually, I think it is. Like they're watching like the fishing channel in the original.
Yeah. God, I gotta watch. It's been a while since like how I know it's a movie I like is I really haven't seen it in a long time, but it
Mm-hmm.
was like extremely stuck with me.
And so this is the question I'm going to ask all my guests this month. If you had to choose one of these, which one are you watching?
Personally, I think the original.
Yeah, I think that's
Even
where
though
I'm
I
at
feel
as
like
well.
they're kind of like really on par with each other, but I would still, given the choice, I would watch the original.
Yeah, and I think, but what makes it tough, and actually, while we were watching it, Abby looked this up, and she found a Reddit post of somebody of people that were like, so I just did a double feature of the original Funny Games and the American remake, one after the other. Don't do that.
Terrible idea.
Don't do that. Don't do it back to back. And then, like, I couldn't even do it the same week. I didn't even feel like I could handle it again the same week.
I definitely did them close to each other. Like, I think I watched the American and then maybe like 2 days later.
Yeah.
And that was a bit much.
That's tough. Yeah, I mean, at least months, if not years. I mean, like, I think this is one of those, if you only see it once, that's probably right.
Yeah. That's how I felt about like a lot of like pretty much almost every Miike movie. It was like, I'm watching this once.
See, but
that's it.
That's how I feel about Audition. I could watch Itchy the Killer 1,000 times.
Yeah, I could watch Itchy the Killer again for sure.
But Audition there's something.
Yeah.
I mean,
not to jump off on Miike again, but have you seen Happiness of the Katakuri's?
Yes. I actually watched that for the first time a few months ago. I love it too.
I love that movie. That's like one of my favorite Miikes.
So I used to host my stream several years ago that was called Musical Theater is Good, actually. And as a part of that stream, I was ranking actually good movie musicals. And so I've had to update it twice this year. Yes, twice this year. Because I did add Wicked to it last year as well. But everybody, it's fine. It's fine. Don't hate me. Don't hate me. I did get full body goosebumps looking at the trailer for part 2. Don't hate me. Look, don't judge. We don't judge here. We don't judge. But twice this year I updated it because I did add Happiness of the Katakuris to it, and I also not only did I add Dancer in the Dark, I put it all the way up to number 2. Number 1 is Cabaret, Bob Fosse's Cabaret.
Fair.
But Happiness of the Katakuris is like exactly my kind of weird fucking movie. That's just like
it is so good.
Yeah, and the just changing of like contexts and formats of like sometimes there's like animation or like weird, and it's like the look of it will completely change, and the first time that they like really like break out into a song and it's like the lighting is like shifting and it's like a music video almost. It's really funny. Also, it has one of my favorite Japanese actor in it, Tetsuo Tamba, who plays the grandfather. He's in a lot of really good old samurai movies that I love from the 60s. So I loved that movie. I did. I really loved Happiness of the Katakuris. I haven't watched a Miike movie yet that I didn't love. Was it Miike that did the Zatoichi? I'm pretty sure. I love that Zatoichi as well. Actually, there's one. I need to give it another shot. But Miike did a Harakiri. He did a remake of Harakiri. And Zatoichi is Katana. Okay. Yeah, I tell you, I confuse my Takashi, so please forgive me. But I do think it was Miike that did the Harakiri in the early 2010s. I think it was around 2011-ish or so.
I remember if I watched that one.
Harakiri is my favorite movie, like, in general. It's like one of my favorite movies, period, the original. So maybe I'm just a little too married to it, so I had a tough time with it. But it does have one of my favorite modern Japanese actors from Cure, Koji Yakusho, the star of Cure.
Nice.
Yeah, Koji Yakusho is a really cool actor. Actually, his film debut was in a movie directed by Juzo Itami, Tampopo, another one of my favorite movies. Actually, Justin, you should watch Tampopo. Because as much as like you love cooking and stuff, and like, I mean, you love ramen, I assume, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You should watch Tampopo.
Yeah,
it's a movie about ramen. It's a great like, underdog story about a woman wanting to become a great ramen chef and the people that help her do it. And then there's also other like, it's kind of like a sketch movie too. Like there's little sketches about food that are unrelated completely in there. Anyway.
Oh yeah, I love that.
And he plays Koji Yakusho makes his debut in that. And he does a lot of fourth wall breaking in that movie. He starts off by like they're sitting down in a movie theater and he like talks directly to the camera like about what to eat at a movie, like at the movies, like that's how the movie starts. But he like sort of is like a gangster coded character, not really showing why, but he's like dangerous. And then he has one of the most fucked up sex scenes or weirdest sex scenes ever filmed, famously, in that movie as well. So yeah, I love Tampa Po. And that is
on there. Check
like
that out for sure.
the opposite of this movie in that it's just a delightful time. The whole time I'm watching it, I'm like, this is so lovely and nice. It's not how I feel watching Funny Games.
I need a lovely, nice movie. I feel like I've really been like punishing.
Yeah,
with upsetting
and if you really love that, like, let me know and I can recommend you some more. Because like his whole filmography is amazing, and I can tell you where to go from there if you're interested. Because
yeah, absolutely.
I love all of it. To me, A Taxing Woman, Supermarket Woman. All of the movies also star his wife. He's like one of the biggest wife guys in the history ever. He never made a movie that didn't have his wife in it. Yeah, if you have Criterion Channel, all the movies are.
I just got it.
Oh, nice. Okay, so they're all on there. His entire filmography's on there.
It's funny. I got on Plex kind of recently, and I was looking for Cure and just couldn't find it on anyone's servers or anyone's request servers. And then I was like, it's got to be somewhere. I saw it was on Criterion, and they were doing like, I think it was like $60 for a year.
Let me tell you,
and I was like, I could do that.
You're gonna love that. There's nothing I love. I mean, this week we had a changeover of month, and the beginning of the month on Criterion Channel. Oh my God, I get to go through my new collections they put up. They did the John Carpenter. They've done the John Carpenter one before, but they got a lot of John Carpenters up there right now.
Also, I'm sending you my watch list. No need to go over it now. If you want to, by all means.
Oh my God.
This is my list I've been compiling and working through. I've like hit 5 or 6 things so far.
Awesome. Oh yeah, I also need to just friend you on Letterboxd, I'm sure. Follow you. For sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else is left to say about Funny Games. I mean, like, it's such an interesting movie to sit with. And it's an interesting thing that you think about, like, great art that really affects you and that you want to talk about. Like, it's typically something that's very layered, very complex, and has lots of details. And, like, this is almost like the opposite of all of that. Like, it's all very on the surface. There isn't a deeper meaning. It's like, if you're looking for a deeper meaning, fuck you, man.
It's all very on its face, and it's like it's weird. I saw some people describe it as like a very heavy-handed critique on violence, but I'm like, it's
well, yeah.
Like, yes, it is.
What other
but it also
what other kind of critique of like wanton violence can you do? Like, you know, what's the subtle critique of violence?
Yeah. And I feel like, though, it never like it's super heavy-handed without flat out saying like you should feel this way. Like it just knows you're gonna feel bad. Like it knows that you're gonna watch it and feel bad about it.
I mean, in some ways, like back to the very beginning and the credit sequence almost is like that's sort of like that's what you're in for, right? Like it's like so idyllic. Like the classical music playing is so lovely. The like floating over the car, bird's eye view. Like you know, it's like everything is so in its place and beautiful. And then it's just like abrasive screaming like right over it. And it's like, okay, this is all going to get just destroyed. And that's what happens. And sometimes
it does.
that like, and it's like, in as much as that really happens, then you should have to actually sit with what that is. So
I like too that like it's not even a like I feel like some movies just have no winners, but like it's a movie where the villains are the winners,
right?
Like it's very clear that they've set out to do a thing, they did it, and they're going to keep doing it.
And they're like
brutal,
and they aren't even big guys, like scary, like what you would think of as traditionally scary guys. You know, they're not muscly. They're actually young, like kind of scrawny, or one he calls pudgy, and he actually isn't. In both movies, they call the other one pudgy, and he's like not. And like, but. And they're pleasant the whole time. They're speaking so politely, like overly so, if anything. And it just adds to the sadism of the reality of violence.
Yeah, it's people you would never expect it from them.
Right.
That is what makes it like another layer of just unsettling.
Right, but at the
That's
same,
cool.
like you don't expect it from them, but at the same time, there's something wrong about their presence the very first time you see them. Like even like when he comes through the gate with the guy, and you're like, there's something weird about the relationship between those two guys, and it's because, of course, like there is.
Yeah.
Straw Dogs, I haven't seen.
I don't know, but I don't think I've seen Straw Dogs.
I should see Straw Dogs. Straw
it's
Dogs
got,
is that the Peckinpah?
It's got Alexander Skarsgård in it, who I feel like is one of the most handsome men on earth.
Or is this the 1970? No, I think it's 1971.
Oh, there's an early one. Okay.
Yeah, the Peckinpah with Dustin Hoffman. Okay.
Ooh,
I think this is on
okay.
my watch list, but I should add that. Yeah.
I'm gonna throw it on mine.
Oh, so the other one's a remake from 2011. The one with Skarsgård.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'll throw that on the old watch.
Yeah,
I've been the last like month has been me just being like, here's movies I like. What do y'all think? And then people giving me recommendations, and I'm like, it's on the list.
The only Peckinpah I've seen is Wild Bunch, which I like, but I need to watch more. Yeah.
I haven't seen any. I'm looking through. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a Peckinpah movie.
Yeah, he did a lot of like the westerns. Like Wild Bunch is a very brutally violent western.
Westerns are like that's got to be the genre I've seen the least of, I would say.
I mean, yeah, those spaghetti westerns you can't go wrong with. I mean, the Clint Eastwood ones are all great. Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, I think, is a classic for a reason.
That's a rabbit hole I got to go down for sure.
Yeah, I would start with Good, the Bad, and the Ugly if you haven't seen that one, because that one is pretty much a classic for a reason. And then you can go and watch my episode with Stefan Heck talking about Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I'm just plugging all my past episodes now. Hey, I've done like almost 30 of these now. I'm trying to
Hell yeah.
trying to get people to go through the back catalog if you like. And also please do subscribe. If you're gonna go on the YouTube, just hit it costs you nothing to hit that subscribe.
You lose a free subscription.
Yeah, that's right. Unlike on Twitch. Justin, is there anything else that you'd like to cover with funny games or movies in general at all? That
I can't really think of much else for funny games.
I know, like that's sort of what I'm saying. I mean, but like it is one of those that if you're at all enticed, like you are sick, one of those sickos like you and me, and if you're at all enticed by that sounds kind of like something I need to watch. Yeah, I do feel like. Then you should give it a watch. If you're
great to watch.
All like this sounds awful, then don't watch. and no judgment. Yeah. No judgment.
It's definitely not for everybody.
Yeah.
but yeah, no.
I guess we could list off what are other movies that are just like way too difficult to just recommend to anyone unless you like really know them well. The one I always think of is the Todd Solondz movie Happiness, which I don't know if you've seen that.
I don't know if I've seen that.
That's another one of those. Happiness.
Oh, Happiness. That's on my. That's on. I know I saw it when I was younger, but I don't know if I saw the whole thing. But it's on my watch list. I was gonna do that the night I watched Cure instead.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I think Cure is probably a better time. Happiness is just another one of those movies that is like the worst thing you can think of to happen. Either that will happen, or it will let you off the hook, and that won't happen, but something worse or just as bad will happen instead. Yeah, it's like, but instead of it's like less about violence per se. I mean, there is some, I guess, that happens off screen as like really fucked up sex abuse stuff and different levels of that. And
that's always a tough one. Like,
but
that's
it's
why I
presented as like pitch black comedy. Sorry.
Gotcha. That's why like I really struggle with like I really love the movie Irreversible, but not a movie I recommend to people ever. Like that's just I feel like it's just Gaspar Noé movie.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that one. I saw Enter the Void for the first time like a year ago.
I gotta try it again. I didn't love it when I first saw it.
I liked, and like we really liked what's the dance one that he did. The Gaspar Noé, the one with the dance troupe. Climax.
Climax is also on my list right now. Stuff to watch. Climax and Vortex.
Yeah.
Irreversible and I Stand Alone were both very good. Irreversible, I think, is a great movie, but does have like an insanely difficult, very difficult sexual abuse in that movie that you have to sit through and feel very bad about.
Yeah, I mean, like even a movie that a lot of people recommend and is great, but like you should know going in is like, have you ever seen Perfect Blue, the Satoshi Kon animated movie?
I have not.
That like people should know going in, like you should, like that's a movie that needs a trigger warning. I feel like that there is actually a brutal rape scene that you should just know about going in, and it's like kind of important to the story and everything about it, and it's not it's not treated flippantly, but like you should know going in that that's a part of the movie kind of thing.
Yeah. I struggle with that. And also, like, I feel like I could have fun with a lot of Miike movies, but Visitor Q was one where I was like, I'll never watch that again. I'll never tell anyone to watch that. It was odd and just difficult and, just upsetting, kind of like wall to wall.
Yeah, well, Climax was the same way because Climax is about like this whole dance troupe, and they're like doing their final rehearsal before they're like gonna go on tour with their dance show or something. And so the movie starts with them like doing their full dance, and it's really cool. It's a really awesome, like weird modern dance kind of thing. But then it just transitions directly into their like after party, and it just goes right into it, and they're drinking punch and stuff, and then like everybody's partying, and all this little interpersonal dramas like sort of popping off a bit, and then you find out that somebody spiked the punch with like a crazy amount of like, I forget what it even is, what they actually spiked it with, and so everybody starts having the worst trip ever, and it just keeps getting worse and worse. Is it just LSD? Yeah. It just gets worse and like, and you keep like going stream of consciousness, like I can't deal with this, is too hard in this room, let me go over here, and it's like something else horrible is happening here, and it's like, and again you're trapped in this bad trip, and it's also like you're going on the bad trip with them. And another one where like, well, the worst thing that could happen to this character would be this, and that's what happens.
Gotcha. If you could sit with difficult stuff, I'd Irreversible was like
okay.
Really, my favorite thing about that movie is that it feels like it is filmed to nauseate you. Like there are moments of the film that are genuinely like I feel like the movie gave me motion sickness at points.
I struggle with that with sometimes with handheld stuff. Like I can't really, like I had a hard time watching some of the Bourne movies because it's just too jittery.
Yeah,
like
there was some action movie from like that era that like the camera's constantly jumping insanely.
Is it like Taken or something maybe?
Something like that. Yeah, where it's just like very violent with lots of ridiculous camera like jerkery. Yeah.
Well, I mean, hey, like I say, whatever level you're on with your movies, if you like them difficult, if you like them easy, I think that there's a lot to enjoy. I mean, what is it that brings us to these really dark, horrible things? Like, it's like, it's that don't push the button thing, right? Like the thing that you're not supposed to look at, you're not supposed to do. Like you can't help it, but it's there. And so what is it to look at it? Like, I guess that's what compels us. You think, is that it?
Yeah.
It's psychoanalyzing us.
Like to feel like, I feel like I sound a little pretentious saying it, but it's one of those, like, I feel like it's the strongest emotion some like media can make me feel.
Right.
And, like, even though it's a bad feeling, it's still a strong feeling, which like, I think is kind of rare. Like that's,
well, and like you like a sort of like a heavy music as well too, right? Or like a some sort of, maybe not like loud or whatever, but like something in it that is like honestly, jumping out at you.
Especially at the time I saw Funny Games, like the song, I was like, oh, it's a great song.
Let me Shazam this real quick.
No, I've always been big on I mean, I like all sorts of music, but a lot of it is just like fast and difficult. But like there's something about that just does it for me.
Yeah, and you see me, I'm getting more into disco these days. let me feel happy and let me listen to some yacht rock.
I did get very into the Talking Heads finally.
Oh, nice. Let me guess.
Out of nowhere.
Did you see Stop Making Sense, and is that what did it?
Yeah.
That's exactly what happens. That's what happened to me too. No, I watched Stop Making Sense for the first time with my wife Abby when we was like a year into dating at that time, and it like blew my mind wide open, and it was
Yeah.
all I listened to was that soundtrack for months. I was living in
Yeah.
Chicago at the time, and so now I was commuting on the L and on my phone reading the entirety of the Song of Ice and Fire series while listening to Talking Heads. So now all those things, Song of Ice and Fire, Talking Heads, and Chicago are all like in this mix in my brain forever. Chicago public transit, which is the best public transit. I mean,
I gotta
New
get
York.
to, just on the notice. I gotta get to Chicago again. I've only been once, and it was for a Twitch charity event, and it was just awful. But like, I didn't get to see any of the cool parts of Chicago. Like, there was nothing I wanted to see.
Kind of the worst part of Chicago is like the downtown loop. I mean, not the worst, because you got museums and cool stuff to go see down there.
Yeah,
but like, that's not where people live. Like, what I love about Chicago is it's 100, or 200 different distinct neighborhoods that have all their distinct characters, and you get to jump between
awesome.
them. And I'm going down to I'm going to Logan Park to this new thing. Oh, I'm going to go up to Edgewater, or I'm going to go to Lincoln Park, or blah blah blah. Whatever.
Yeah. I got to see like the Miracle Mile. Like, that's kind of it.
I worked right on Michigan Avenue when I was living down there. I did not like navigating the tourists. But yeah, I'm going to New York later this month. In a few weeks, I'm going. I'm going to go see. Actually, what is the name of the play? I'm going to see a play that my friend is in, and I forget the name of it because Almost an Evening. Oh wait, no. New plays. Okay. Well, it's the new play by Ethan Coen that's of the Coen brothers. Let's Love.
Oh, nice. I adore New York. I miss it.
It has Aubrey Plaza in it, and my friend Mary Wiseman is also in it. So I'm going to go see her. And I'm going to go see that Oh Mary play, the funny Mary Todd Lincoln play that's on Broadway.
God, I haven't been to a play in so long. When I was younger, my grandmother was a tour guide, and she would get free tickets to plays all the time. So like, I saw Les Mis twice, and a couple others. But yeah, that was a big part of my like early teenage years, was going to Broadway plays.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I didn't go.
That a lot.
I went to Broadway for the first time when I went for a high school trip as well, and I saw 42nd Street, and then the next day I saw Les Mis, and that totally blew my mind. And I came home, and I looked at, and there were auditions for a teen edition Les Mis, like happening, and so I auditioned for that, and that was it. And then I've been auditioning for crap ever since, except now everybody's doing two and 3 person shows, and all their seasons are like 4 of those. So anyway, now I'm streaming again.
Also, just unsolicited food advice for New York. I don't know if you will find yourself in the Lower East Side at all, but I tell everyone who goes, there's a place called Pommes Frites.
Okay.
And it's just French fries, Belgian fries, with lots of different dip options, and it's so fucking good. It's like what I miss the most about New York City is getting those fries at Pommes Frites.
I mean, that sounds exactly, because I'm going with my sister as well, and I think that's going to be right up her alley too. So
and right across the street is Mamoon's, which is really good falafel. So it's a perfect little pocket of the Lower East Side. I love it.
Yeah, I always get overwhelmed by New York. I'm there, and I'm like, when am I leaving? Like, how long am I here for? I go for a weekend, and I'm like, so I was there for like 2.5 weeks, right? Like, that's how long I was there. That's like how long it feels to me to be in New York. I mean, it's just so much at all times. It's too much.
Yeah. I was on Long Island, so I could I could easily get there, and then I'd be like, I'm here for a few hours, and I'm leaving.
Yeah, well, and then drive out to my country home, and then look at these 2 nice young boys that I'm going to say hello. Well, Justin, thank you so much for stopping in again. Obviously, everybody is already following you, but they should watch you, because we have you on here all the time over here at our house. One of our favorite things to throw on the TV.
If you all like difficult content, I'll be playing more baby steps.
I believe in you, Justin. You're gonna beat it. I believe in you.
I love a difficult game like that.
Just like difficult movies. Yeah.
Yep. I have a
Great.
type.
Well, let's see. Who's live to raid? Oh, I guess we're gonna raid Fuzz. Oh, Fuzz is watching Bar Rescue, so enjoy that, everybody. I'm gonna send you into Fuzz. And next week, I think we may be getting into some Giallo and Luca Guadagnino with Suspiria.
Nice,
Maybe.
nice.
To be confirmed, but look out on my socials for that. And then tomorrow we're watching a movie called Uninvited about a cat, an evil cat on a yacht. That sounds awful, and I can't wait. And then followed up by a movie called The Wizard of Speed and Time. These are movies that are available for free on YouTube, and that's why I'm watching them. All right.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, until next time, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you again later.
Take care.
Toronto, Cannes, Berlin, and Sundance, everybody chat about good movies, chat about good movies, chat about good movies, good movies, good movies.